Right then, so I'm down here at the beach. I'm in Branscombe and I have my 1897 No.4 Cartridge Kodak with me. What I'm going to do basically today is try to capture a frame using some large format film that I found online. It's expired film, obviously. It's going to be a little bit tricky to get it onto the back of the camera and inside it because it's designed to use roll film. So I'm going to have to take the sheet of large format film in a dark bag and take the back of the camera out, then tape the large format film inside the camera, put the back on it so it's light tight, and then take it out and try to compose a photo. I get one shot of this, I literally get one frame, so I'm hoping to make it count. I've come down to Branscombe Beach here in Devon at sunset, and it is glorious, so I'm really hoping that this comes off. So here's the plan. This is the camera, this is the No.4 Cartridge Kodak. So that's what the camera looks like inside, and this sort of cavity is exactly the size of a sheet of 4x5 film. So the plan is, I get my 4x5 film, all in the dark, so it'll be in a dark changing bag, take the film out of the box and tape one sheet of it like that, so that it covers the entire frame. Tape it in there, take the back of it, slide it back in, and then theoretically I should be able to take a photo and it will only get exposed onto the sheet of 4x5 film. So that's the plan. Let's hope it works. And here's the old girl all wrapped up. So there's the camera and there's the scene that I'm going to try and shoot with it. So this is the film I'm using. You can see it's very expired. They'll put HP5. In fact, when did it expire? 2001 it expired. So I'm hoping that this manages to hold up. You can see it's still a sealed box. It's 4x5 film and this should fit exactly into the back of the camera, fingers crossed. Okay, so my thinking here is that if I shoot the landscape that way, there's a guy with a fishing rod over there. I don't know whether the camera resolution will catch it, particularly with expired film, but if he can be in there and then get some of this jaggedy rock and the cliff face on the right hand side of the frame, going off into the sea and the ocean kind of bleeding away as the shoreline disappears into the distance, that's the type of vibe I'm looking for. If I turn the camera, you can kind of see what I'm after. This sort of frame would be great. So hopefully I managed to get it. I'm going to set the camera up now and figure out what to do. The thing is with this camera, obviously the settings are extremely rudimentary, so the only things you can really do are change the shutter speed from slow, fast and medium, and I think I'm going to set it on slow for this, as long as it's not so slow that my handshake wobbles the frame. And then I'm just going to set the aperture as low as it can go basically, which is f4 for this, because obviously we're approaching sunset, the light is dimming down. I'm hoping with the film, because it was 400 ISO when it was fresh, and I think it's been kept in the fridge for most of its life, so I'm hoping that the box speed will be about right, about 400 ISO, something like that. But just to be safe, I'm going to add a stop or two with the exposure, and hopefully we can manage to get something half decent, because I think this would be an amazing shot if we can get it. Alright, so I'm now back in my home studio, as you might be able to tell from the change of setting, but I've loaded the sheet of film that I shot with the 1897 camera into this Patterson tank right here, and I'm going to develop it. I'm seriously hoping that something comes out of this, otherwise you will probably never see this video because it'll be a bit pointless. Anyway, I've got my chemicals in front of me here, so I'm going to start with the developer. I'm going to develop this now, and fingers crossed we get something. Here we go. Right, done the developer and the fixer, so it's now time just to give it a final little bit of a photo flow, to give it a wash off at the end, and fingers crossed, guys! I don't know what to expect really from this. I mean, I think having an image on there at all is a good start, but you know, if you want to get the full capability out of this camera, it can take incredibly detailed images. So I'm just going to pour in this water to here. Okay, you ready? You ready for it? Alright, here we go. Okay, ooh, looks very faint. But there is something there. It's really faint. But I can make out some detail. And actually when you look at it against the light, it looks pretty good. So there are a few scratches on it and things like that, which I don't know whether that was from the handling inside the camera itself or the developing, because it did come off a little reel in the tank as I took it out. But, you know, on the whole, I think that's looking pretty good. So I'll let this dry and then scan it in and we'll see the final result. Very exciting. So here I am just inverting the negative on Lightroom and doing a very quick edit on it, and then, drum roll please, here is the final result. So obviously by using expired film, it's very grainy. There's not as much detail potentially as you might get from fresh film, but I think the whole vibe of it has come out really nicely. You can make out the sort of horizon line in the distance. You can see the tide, even in the bottom left-hand corner, you can actually see a wave kind of forming there, which is cool. And overall, yeah, pretty happy with how it came out. There's a lot of dust and kind of hairs and scratches on the negatives that I could have easily removed in Lightroom, but decided to keep them in just to kind of add to the authenticity of, you know, using a camera that's over 100 years old. Obviously, I think I could get some better results and some clearer results by using fresh film, which is definitely something that I'm going to do in the future. But, you know, overall, for a first attempt at using this camera and trying to get the most out of it, I'm kind of happy with how this has come out. So in the comments, let me know what else I should shoot with this camera in the future. I'm going to get myself some fresh 4x5 film to use with it, and then to shoot something a bit interesting with it. I'm thinking what I might do is take it to one of the football games that I've been shooting on film a lot recently, and maybe take it to a really old ground and try and get some crazy results with that at a football match, which could be really fun. But if you've got any ideas, let me know in the comments down below what I should shoot with this camera. If I go to my film fridge here as well, I actually also have a roll of the original film that was designed to be used with this camera, and this roll of film expired in 1920. You can see if I lift up the label there that it says 1920 on the box, which is absolutely crazy because it means that this roll of film has been left sealed in this box for over 100 years, and I definitely want to try and use this film to shoot something with the camera in the future as well. So let me know if you've got any ideas about using this as well and what I should shoot with it in the comments, and thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this process. It was really fun actually, kind of getting to learn the camera and shooting a roll of film and shooting a sheet of film in it. It was a bit higgledy-piggledy and obviously not exactly how the camera was designed to be used originally. That's what this film is for, because this actually is a roll film that's the exact size of a 4x5 sheet of film, and you get 6 exposures on this. So I definitely want to try and use this in the future with something very kind of meaningful and poignant. So any ideas, let me know in the comments. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you again for watching, guys. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. I post all sorts of stuff related to film photography on this channel, and go ahead and follow my Instagram and my TikTok and everything, which I will leave linked in the description of this video. We've also got a website down there where you can book me if you'd like a photographer to shoot something on film for your next project. I'd love to hear from you. But aside from that, drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it, guys, and I will see you for another one on the channel very soon indeed. See you later.